I decided to do a quick video about how I came to Ireland, the process that I went through when I went through the recruitment process, and all the interviews I did, and how I finally managed to get a job in Ireland. Um, because my experience might shed some light on some of you and might help you avoid the mistakes I did. So let's jump into it. Um, so I decided to come to Ireland because it was the only English speaking country in the European Union since the UK did Brexit and all. Um, I didn't know what to expect over there, so Ireland was pretty much my only choice because I don't speak any other languages besides English. So um, I did all my paperwork. I passed my English exam. I had everything ready. All I needed now was a job. So um, I contacted a recruitment agency and they set up an online interview for me. So I prepared for the interview, and halfway through the interview, uh, they said, "Okay, we like you. We're gonna offer you a position. Don't worry, we're gonna go through the rest of the questions just for protocol. But yeah, we like you. We're gonna give you a job." And I was like, "Yes, yes, I did it." And it wasn't even a hard thing to do. But a week went by, 2 weeks went by, 3 weeks went by, and I got no reply. I got no feedback from my interview. So I asked the agency, the recruitment agency lady, the recruiter, uh, look, get some feedback on the interview. And she said, it's really, really hard to get through to them because all of the recruitment team has changed and the management team has changed. And it's really hard to get through to them since the new team is in. Oh, I was like, oops, that's bad. So I asked her to set up another interview. And she did. But this time it was uh, like 10 minutes before the interview. I was Googling the new pharmacy. I was trying to, get prepared for the interview and see what I can learn about them. And what I learned about them was that they had their contract with the PCRS, the reimbursement system, had been suspended because of, let's just say, improper record keeping of paperwork and prescriptions. And yeah, so basically I won't say anymore, but that's not the kind of deal, not the kind of pharmacy that I want to deal with, and not the kind of people that I want to deal with. So just 5 minutes before the interview, I contacted the recruiter and told her, look, I'm not going to attend this interview because um, I don't want to have to deal with this kind of people. And she was like, oh, sorry, I didn't know. But you could still do the interview because it's good for your experience and stuff like that. And I just said, no, I will not deal with this kind of people. Later, I found out that she knew because pharmacy is a small world here in Ireland and it was a big thing. And yeah, she knew. But she just wanted to place a foreign pharmacist in that pharmacy because none of the Irish ones would actually work there because of all the situation. She thought me being outside of Ireland, I wouldn't know about that. So I passed that in. I just said pass and just went along and said to find something else. And then I attended another online interview with a pharmacy chain, and I aced that interview. Like it was with a guy. We laughed all through the interview. I was really open. I was really honest in the interview. He really liked me. He said, "Yeah, sure, we're gonna give you a job, but we don't sign the contract until we actually see you in person here for another interview." And I was like, "Yep, grand, all right." So I came to Ireland, rented an Airbnb, started spending money, and I was pretty sure I had a job waiting for me here. So I went to the in-person interview, and this time it was with a lady, an area manager, and she was like, "Yeah, I know you aced the interview with Niall, but uh, this time it's an in-person interview, so I need to go through the questions as well." And um, I was like, "Okay, let's do it." And I was open and I was honest, just as before, and very relaxed, honestly. And she started the interview by saying, "I won't ask you anything about the Irish pharmacy schemes because you wouldn't know them at this point, but we'll go through the rest of all the questions." I said, "Fine." We went through all the questions, everything went well. And again, a week went by and I didn't get any feedback. 2 weeks went by and I didn't get any feedback. And I told the recruiter again, "Look, get some feedback on that interview." And she got back to me a few days later saying they decided not to hire you because you didn't know the Irish pharmacy schemes, which was really ironic because she didn't ask me anything of it. I wouldn't have known them anyway, but uh, I she said she wouldn't ask. So yeah, that wasn't a real reason. I don't know. I think they decided even before that interview, they had already decided they weren't going to hire me, um, because there wasn't a lot of hiring of European pharmacists back then. This was pre-COVID. Um, but yeah, that was funny, but I couldn't laugh because the situation wasn't really good for me. Um, so uh, I went to another agency this time and just told her, set me up an interview, and she did. She set me up with an in-person interview, and I went. The interview went well, but their offer was less than the what the current market was for pharmacists. So I actually said no to that offer because I don't think it's fair to get paid less just because you're from another country. Um, so after that, I told her to get me another interview, and she did, and she got me an interview with a major chain. I went to that interview, I aced it. We reached an agreement. Their offer was good, um, and they were really flexible. I was living in the north of Dublin at the time, and I told her I wanted a job in that area. But then I found rent in the west of Dublin, and I switched. And I told her, "Look, I don't need the job in that area anymore. I need it to be in this area." And she immediately adjusted and got me a job in one of the other pharmacies in the area I was renting. And yeah, they gave me 3 months of training, and it all went well. Within 6 months, I became supervising pharmacist, uh, and was supervising for 2 years, and a little bit over 2 years actually. And yeah, things went well from there. But I learned a lot from that recruitment process. And yeah, that's why when I opened my own recruitment company, I knew I could help people because I could give them training in advance while they're still in their home country. I could give them guidance one on one. They could ask me questions and I could answer them because I didn't have anyone to ask at any point, and I hated that. I didn't have any prior training, and I hated that. Even when I started a new job, the training period of 3 months was actually shadowing the other pharmacists, but they didn't have the time or the motivation to actually teach me how to work in the Irish way, uh, because they had their own thing to do, their own job. They were busy. So I kept hearing this phrase that you're being thrown at the deep end, which is like you're being thrown in the deep end of the swimming pool, and you have to learn to swim as you go, which is not pleasant. Believe me, it's not. without any prior theoretical training, without anyone to really ask questions, because you ask one or two questions, but then you kind of, they're too busy and you don't want to look stupid. So I the beginning was really, really tough. So I knew when I opened my recruitment company that I could really help people. And like, you guys get a lot of free training. You get, once you pass the interview, you get the 20 video modules that walk you through everything you need to know in the Irish system. Yeah, I answer all your questions one to one. After you start working in Ireland, I add you to a WhatsApp group with tens of pharmacists with plenty of experience in Ireland, like more experience than I have. And I'm in that WhatsApp group, and a lot of colleagues are in that WhatsApp group. And you get real time feedback, like on anything you ask. You just take a picture of the script and say, I don't know what to do here. And you get advice in real time, like in a matter of seconds or minutes. um, and you can ask any questions there, so you'll never feel alone, because the feeling of being alone, it was what I hated most when I started here. But thank God, I was able to build a wonderful community. And everyone that came in the community had received help when they started, and that's why they are eager to help others when they start. So it's not that kind of WhatsApp group or community that, you ask a question and nobody answers. Yeah, you get real time answers, and you get help because everyone got help when they started. So they do it out of, um, a sense of, like, because they know how hard it was for them when they started, and they received help for free, and nothing was asked in return of them. They will offer you their help now. And believe me, you can ask questions there, and like pharmacy related and non-pharmacy related. So you get training in advance, you get one-on-one questions asked, like you can ask me anything. And you get to ask questions in a community chat that answers you in real time. These in the beginning are priceless. um, I wish I had all of these, and I had none of these when I started. um, but yeah, and even the interview process, I choose the pharmacies that I work with. I don't throw pharmacists at random to any pharmacy that just reaches out. Pharmacy is a small business, so everyone knows everyone. If I know a pharmacy is dodgy, it's not fit for one of my pharmacists, I just pass and I say no. Even if, because those pharmacies would be the ones that offer more money to the recruitment company, I don't care. That's not the way I do business, because it's not sustainable, it's not ethical, it's not good for me, and it's not good for you. So be careful in the recruitment process. Choose wisely who you work with. Um, Choose your recruitment company wisely, um, and see what offer is best for you there. I try to make the best offer on the market, with all the support and all the guidance and uh, all that I can think of that a pharmacist might need in the beginning. I try to offer it, and I offer it completely for free. A lot of you have told me, look, you should charge for what you teach. You should charge for your videos. You should charge for the video modules and so on. Uh, no, I believe in offering value in advance for free, and then, you know God will take care of everything. So yeah, it has been wonderful to see all of you expressing your gratitude, and being thankful that I helped you for free in your beginnings. And now we have a wonderful, wonderful community. I appreciate you all that are part of it. And I hope that my story was of value to you, and you could learn a few things from it. Until the next video, God bless you, and keep progressing towards Ireland.